MacVoices is sponsored by Smile and PDF Pen 9, the best way to do more with your PDF documents, including optical character recognition, search and replace, secure redacting, highlighting features, and much more. Get all the details and download a free trial at smilesoftware.com. MacVoices is in San Jose for AltConf and WWDC. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is Victoria, my new friend, who is an independent developer. She has an app of her own. We'll find out more about that and what she's doing here. Victoria, it's great to see you and meet you.
Great to meet you too.
So tell me about who you are, what you do, and why you are at AltConf.
So my name is Victoria Heric, and I am learning how to program Swift 3 for an app that I'm making. It's a children's storybook, and in fact, I want to make my own children's storybooks. So I'm mostly focused on a lot of front-end creative content and just sort of the, animated bits that I can put in there, motion, working with some other third-party tools like Core Animator to put some animations in there, but just basically getting my creative content up and running. It's a story about a snail who's going from one side of the garden to the other.
Okay, that's a children's book. That's cool.
Children's book, yeah.
You said you're learning to code in Swift 3.
Yes.
At what stage are you?
I would say I'm very much at a beginner stage, and I'm definitely benefiting from a lot of the people in my meetup group. So I'm here with the SwiftCoders meetup group, and we have a meet and greet tomorrow that everybody should come to. And so I would say it's been a great resource to show up there, just meet people, have the community, the camaraderie, have people, look at my app and sort of help me break out what should be my architecture, what should be the structure, what are the different bits and pieces that are really needed to go in there.
So you're from the LA area?
I'm originally from LA, but I currently live in Orange County in Costa Mesa, and I'm working in Long Beach at an ad agency, The Designery. I'm a digital producer by day, so I have a very long, extensive background in working with programmers and creative talent, so this is kind of my jump into the unknown of the creative product that I identified I wanted to work on, and then I would say it's probably a little easier for me to sort of pair together with the developers and sort of determine what it is that I need to be using in order to create my entire file.
So I think this is great that you just decided you wanted to be in this world, and so you went out and found a way to do it.
Yes. I mean, I feel like also this is a project I've been curating and thinking about for a while. I went through a lot of different iterations and versions of how exactly I was going to do it. Would I do a Kickstarter, or would I, partner up with somebody or multiple people? And I felt like with the release of iOS 10, it came to my attention as a digital professional that now the tools were starting to incorporate and become more, that they're all sort of flowing through Swift 3 and then out through iOS. And once I saw that, I thought, I'm just going to take a jump and give it a stab and see if I could do it. And everybody told me not to do it.
Whoa, I got to stop you there.
Yes.
Who's everybody told you not to do it?
A lot of people. They just thought it was the craziest idea that they ever heard of. But now that I'm in the meetup group, I already met another girl. Same thing. She wants to make children's apps and books, and now everyone comes out of the woodwork. They're like, oh, I want to do that with you. So I think there's a big desire there, and I think like with the keynote, the release yesterday, it really shows how there's going to be all these new tools, and it's really the time for creative professionals like me who maybe don't have a really strong, lengthy programming background to take a lot of these front-end tools and put them all together and make these creative projects that we've really been dreaming of.
So what I'm hearing between the lines is that you're not necessarily, you're not a coder until now.
Right.
Do you have any significant technical background?
Well, I have always, not always, but for many years I've dabbled in HTML and Flash and, child themes. I've dabbled. I've made my own little sites. I have my own little, clients on the side. And then I'm in the Producers Guild of America, New Media Council, Transmedia. I've worked with a lot of large ad agencies and technical groups and companies making other HTML executions, there was never anything that really struck me like, I'm really excited, I really want to make this particular website or web product until I had this idea. Because the thing I love about it is my background is really originally in theater, and this gives me the opportunity to really pull in a lot of those kind of storytelling threads of things I'm interested in and really come up with a story and something that's very creatively driven instead of just kind of product or making money or something like that.
I think it's so cool that you're taking the bull by the horns and deciding to do this yourself. Like you say, instead of going maybe more traditional routes, this is the world we live in now, and coding is a skill that in a short period of time is going to be required for a whole lot of professions in a big way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, having the overall knowledge, I feel like this will also help me so I can produce mobile apps, in a professional setting as well. And then, I really have to give it up to all the guys in my meetup. They really have encouraged me to, keep going, keep learning, try and tackle things that are really hard for me, and just even, check it and come to this conference and just check it out. And I was actually really nervous getting on the plane last night because I'm like, am I going to have anything to say or talk about? And now I'm getting interviewed.
Well, but it's clear, and unfortunately, the topic of women at these tech conferences always seems to come up. But this year, I've been very heartened to see so much diversity across every definition you can think of. It's just everybody's here with a common purpose and a common interest, and sharing the information. And I don't think it matters.
No, I don't think it matters at all. So yeah, I think a lot of times, actually, if you take the leap and you come here, it actually can be a little more encouraging, because if you're a woman and you're just in the outside world, other women might be a little more inclined to be like, don't do it. Whereas you come here and all the men are just so encouraging, and they want to be a part of that and encouraging it. And it's really great. It's really nice, supportive atmosphere.
That's so good to hear, and it's wonderful getting to know you and finding out about some of this stuff and what is driving you to do it. Is the app live now, or is it still in production?
It's not live. I'm hoping to get it up by the end of August. I'm calling I made some stickers, and I'm in the process of making another sticker series.
You mean message stickers?
Yeah, iMessage stickers. That's actually a great gateway for people who are hyper creative and want to get going and just understand how the whole check-in process works and how difficult it's going to be. And I really started out with a concept for my app that was way simpler. I was using another third-party app called Composer Studio Pro. And again, I went to another meetup for digital art, and there was someone there, a man, he encouraged me, he's like, why don't you just learn how to code? So I decided to embark on this journey, and it's gone much faster than all the other phases of the project, in fact. So, but that being said, I'm building a lot more complexity into it than I planned to. I've created the whole pipeline, so I'm in the process of rebuilding the assets, and yeah, I'd love to send you, a little creative cell or some content or whatever a little later, but yeah, all the images were already ready, storyboarded out. That's also made it really fast for me too, and that's maybe a bit of advice I would give to anybody who's creative and thinking of attempting to do something like this. If you can show up with as much creative done as possible, all these people that have the more mathematical, technical knowledge can then just get right in there with your project and start helping you out.
That's great. Where do we send folks to connect with you or see what else you've done, or what? Do you have a website or social media presences?
Yeah, I am currently tweeting and Instagramming for SwiftCoders. So they can come and meet me at the meet and greet tomorrow. And then additionally, though, they can start following us on SwiftCoders. And then I have a Twitter, Victoria Heric, at Victoria Heric, Heric, and I'm definitely on LinkedIn. I'm starting a SwiftCoders LinkedIn group, and I'd love to add any Swift professionals to that. So
it's a shame you didn't have anything to talk about, Victoria. It sounds like you're a dynamo here. You've really downed the gallon of Kool-Aid, and you're running with it.
Oh, thank you.
That's great. So, Folks, go check out everything Victoria just mentioned. I think you'll find it interesting. Victoria, I ask you one last question.
Yes.
Probably the toughest question of the interview.
Okay.
For folks that are on that bubble, that are thinking about it, that what's your best advice?
My best advice would really be to get out to a meetup group. We have a great one in Los Angeles, and we have two actually. But just get one into your local area. Start one and just start showing up, and just that. There's a great quote that I got from The Artist's Way in the last year, and it was really that creativity grows in community. It actually doesn't grow in isolation. We feel a lot of pressure, like I have this idea, I want to do it. Don't just sit at home and do it and try and make your little space. It's like go out there, kick it around with other people, because that really makes the difference and gets you going.
That's very wise. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Folks, we'll have more from AltConf and WWDC in San Jose. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes, links to subscribe, and to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, SoundCloud, the MacVoices blog, the MacVoices Dispatch, our weekly newsletter, and on MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard that helps you do more with your Apple tech. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.